Hello everyone, it's me, Cheapy, and welcome to this chaotic mess that I call a YouTube channel. It's finally time for me to do my first ever sketchbook tour, which I definitely could not have done 4 months ago. But anyway, it's fine. I mean, it's not like I've not been posting anything in the past 10 months, but you know what, it's fine. We're here now, and that's what matters, so we're just gonna get this sucker out of the way. Let's just dive right in and start showing this stuff off. Okay, so this first drawing, I'm not gonna lie, is probably the best drawing you're gonna see in here. So this is a black and white drawing that I did of Cat Noir from Miraculous Ladybug. And I used a how to draw video on it, which could be counted as cheating, but you know what? It's fine. It's good practice and stuff or whatever. But yeah, I drew this on June 24th, 2023. And it's the first documented drawing in here, so I'm counting that as when I started the sketchbook. So yeah, cool stuff. And then we have some eyes right here, and then that one random mouth thing. And then an unfinished drawing of Ladybug, also from Miraculous Ladybug. Fun fact, this was actually supposed to be a full-on black and white sketchbook, but after I tested the durability of the paper with these colored pencils and markers, I realized that the durability of the paper was better than the sketchbook I was currently using, so I decided to switch over to this one, which leads us to full color drawings. So here we have a spread of my Spider-Sona Elliot, and I gotta say, I still really like this, even though it's got its flaws. I still love the drawings here. And then we have a spread of Chris from Deltarune over here, which is when I finally started using microns and Copic markers. And I really like this one too. That's pretty much all there is to see here. Here we have a little bit of a side bit. I was trying to figure out the hairstyle for my OC Koharu, well, you'll see in just a second. And then here's a drawing of Zuko from My Hero Academia. Kind of went a little wild on the hair. And then here's a little sketch of me saying I put on too much chapstick, because I do. It's kind of a problem. And then a random spread of Ahsoka from Star Wars. I really like this one, but I don't draw a lot of Star Wars stuff, so you're not going to see much Star Wars stuff from me. And then there's Koharu right there. After testing out all the different hairstyles and eye shapes and designs that I wanted to do, I finally gave her a decent design. Played around with some more Copic markers. On the side here, I kind of made some notes about how Koharu's eyes change differently depending upon the setting. Kind of like how Komi from Komi Can Communicate, her eyes change as well. And then a little note saying, simplify for comedy. So silly. And then another little note down at the bottom going, why is drawing in car so hard? Because I was trying to draw Starfire in the car. It's drawing it there. And yeah, it was definitely difficult. I don't know why drawing in moving vehicles is so difficult. Probably because it's a moving vehicle. But anyway, we're moving on. Okay, so it's here where I again started to realize that Copic markers bleed through things, but I didn't really care too much at the time. So here we have a drawing of like a gate something or other at this military security job I had, which was pretty cool. And here's my Miraculous OC Skylar, or Miraculous Self-Insert if you want to put it that way. And then his two different identities, Firefox, which is his Miraculous form, and then Wildcard, which is his Akumatized form, and then another drawing of Cat Noir right there, and then a drawing of Gwen Stacy from Spider-Verse down there. Okay. I've had a bit of mixed feelings looking back on this drawing of Izuku, but honestly, it's still pretty good. It's got a couple flaws, but it's still pretty good. This page is kind of randomness, I guess. Just kind of dynamic poses of like jumping and stuff. That's my hero OC Mitsuo, also a self-insert. And then some random outfit designs I was planning for my other My Hero OC, Casey. I'll get back to her later. Over here is an unfinished spread of Paviter from Spider-Verse as well. And then more of Elliot, because I wanted to draw him without his mask on, so yeah, I'm not going to dwell on it too much. Okay, this is when I start doing a bit more random things, because I didn't have a particular theme. So, up here, sketch of me going traffic jam, because I drew that while I was in a traffic jam. I had to be very careful though, I didn't want to get rear-ended by somebody or something. And then I drew Koharu evolving the moody eyes from earlier. I drew Hajime from Danganronpa, and then my Danganronpa OC, oh my gosh, Minako. Her name is Minako. Good lord, I have too many OCs. And then I drew Todoroki at the bottom, one of the few times I've drawn him. But yeah, very, very cool. I drew Beast Boy up there, and my OC Riku right there, and then my other OC Iji down there, and then my other Danganronpa OC 9. This is the only time you will ever see him and the only evidence that he actually exists, so yay. Okay, so I saw this art hack on Pinterest. I nicknamed it the cat hack, basically how to draw abs and stuff, and you know, I'm still trying to figure out how to draw anatomy. So I tested it out a few times, making Iji one of my main inspirations for that. But yeah, just kind of a random page. And then there's a page of me redesigning my OC Xavier. I think he looks pretty good in this design. Of course, I updated it later on, but you know, it's still pretty good. Can't complain too much. And then we have drawings of Reki from Skate the Infinity, Ralsei from Deltarune, Cat Noir again, and then there's a random drawing of me. And over here we have more drawings of Skylar, because I wanted to try out drawing the costume a bit more. And I actually kind of like this design quite a bit. I feel like I could change it up a little bit, but for now we're just leaving it as is, so yeah. Oh, and then here's my redesign for Lazara, my Mortal Kombat OC. I love Lazara so much. I think this design for her took her in the right direction, but I think her most recent design looks a lot better. But this still was a step in the right direction for Lazara. Here's an unfinished spread of my Demon Slayer OC Misaki, who is also very cool, but I did not finish it because I got lazy, as you will see very often in this sketchbook. Core practice. I won't say too much about what's going on here, except for a little disturbing that I drew this stuff. But anyway, I think the one that I wanted to point out the most is Springtrap with some of his intestines hanging out or whatever. Fun stuff. Fun stuff. Then we have another spread for Elliot here. I think my favorite here is of him talking to Miguel and how they're both, and how he's just like kind of fanboying out, and then Miguel's just like, who are you? I don't know who you are. But yeah, very cool. Random drawing, me going poll time, something I do on my Instagram. If you'd like to check that out, that would be cool. But yeah, I'd like to do random polls on my Instagram story. Not so much nowadays, but back in late 2023, I did that quite a bit because I didn't know what to draw. And this spread of Gwen Stacy was actually a result of one of those polls because she got the most popular vote. But yeah, I drew her. I'm actually really proud of this drawing specifically. It looks really good, pretty close to the actual art style. The only problem is the proportions are a little off, but you know what? It's fine. Okay, and then we have some drawings of Michael Afton from FNAF, also Foxy. And then here's another Spider-Verse OC that I have down here, who his name is Rodin. I'm trying to give him more designs because I don't really like that art style so much anymore looking back on it. You know, it's whatever. And then here is one of my first redesigns. If you checked the cover, if you noticed the cover of the sketchbook, I had like a ducky hoodie. And I don't know, I didn't think it really matched the style I was going for, so I changed it up with the Minecraft bee sweater and some yellow Converse or whatever. But yeah, it was a pretty good design that I held on to for quite a while until I decided to make my persona look crazy and sleep deprived. Okay, so here we have Jax from the Amazing Digital Circus, because that just recently popped up. Like, I just recently watched it at that point. And then more drawings of Rodin, him with some longer hair. More drawings of Rodin. Didn't finish the spread because I didn't think it looked very good, except for that one. I like that drawing, but the rest of it kind of buns. So yeah, it's whatever. Here's some more drawings of Rodin and Elliot. And I actually kind of like how he looks in my style there, in comparison to the kind of Kid Core-esque style that's going on. But yeah, there's that. And then we have a little spread of Amazing Digital Circus where I drew Pomni, Gangle, Kinger, and Jax, because, you know, why not? That show was on my mind a lot when it first came out, so kind of expected for me to draw lots of stuff. And then I made an Amazing Digital Circus OC. This is Ludwig. You can see some of the names that I tried to come up with, but you also can't see it very well because of the alcohol markers, but you know, I did my best to sketch things out like other things. But yeah, I drew this for a reel celebrating 50 followers on my Instagram, which is really cool. And then some drawings of Todoroki right there. Alright, so here we have some drawings of Uraraka and Izuku from My Hero Academia again. Some more drawings of Elliot, and I kind of want to flip this over so you can see it a bit better. But I drew this community theater I was a part of for a little bit. I did like 2 plays there. Hopefully I can go back there again, because I had a really fun experience with both shows. But I kind of sketched that out real quick because, again, I was bored. Alright, so we have a brief redesign for another one of my OCs, Kiyoshi. I really like Kiyoshi, and I'm kind of glad that he looks a bit more like this, although I did try to change him up a little bit. Still kind of unsure on how I want him to look, but that's kind of the basic outline. I tried to draw my OC Persephone. Sadly, it didn't come into fruition, but you'll see more of her later, hopefully, if I ever make a satisfying drawing. This is a time-lapse that I did of Izuku that I also posted on my Instagram. Seriously, please go check it out. That's where I'm most active. And then I also have this little thing going, I started a YouTube channel, which marked when I started it, even though I didn't start it until January of this year. I started it around November of last year. So just about a year ago, which is crazy. Okay. So here we have these matching spreads of Uraraka and Izuku, because, you know, why not? But yeah, I'm really proud of it. I still like it to this day, and like the different, like the pictures and stuff, it really kind of inspired how I do sketchbooks now, or like sketchbook drawings now. So yeah, definitely a drawing I'm very proud of. Okay, so this is a movie ticket page. There's only 3 movie tickets in there. So there's Trolls 3, Eras Tour, which I saw in theaters, which is pretty cool, and Migration, and that's it. That's all there is. But I drew Veneer from Trolls 3, so first in his actual style, and then I tried to replicate it in my style. Long story short, doesn't look great, but that's okay. I drew him again, and my cousin told me to draw Pikachu in a little hat, so I did. Swag boy. And then this is a comic I drew for my, I think it was digital. It was like a digital. It was a digital design class to some degree. But yeah, it's basically this guy having an existential crisis, and then you find out that he's at a Wendy's. And I drew out an 8-ball because my family was playing pool, so I was like, you know what, why not? And then another drawing of Izuku. We have a drawing of my OC KO. Got a snatched waist on his design, but you know, hopefully I can change that up a little bit, or not, I don't know. And then we got Keith from Voltron, and then these 2 drawings I made for another reel on my Instagram. We got a drawing of Starfire up here, my OC Jane, and then here's a random drawing of Kyoshi sipping a blood packet like it's a Capri Sun. because why not? And then here's 2 drawings of Kirishima and Kaminari from My Hero Academia, because I was bored. Okay, so this is when I started doing more scrapbook thingies, but I started putting in like receipts and oh lord, that's my floor. But here's some random receipts and stuff that I kind of held on to, just kind of randomly taped in there. Don't worry, I kind of use them a bit more effectively later on, but for now they're just kind of like that. And then I drew a random pug down there, and then I drew Elmo in a suit sitting at a desk, because why not? And then here's a better spread of my OC Mitsuo from earlier. I kind of wanted to show off like how he dyes his hair and like the side effects of his quirk and his hero costume and just a bunch of different stuff about him. Sadly, this is not intentional. This leaked from the other side, which I'll get to in just a second. But I also wanted to show you that this little part, plus ultra part, folds out so you can see the bottom half of his costume as well. It's okay, I guess, but you know. Alright, and then here I started practicing with watercolors. So I drew Cade and Zeta from Down to Earth, which I absolutely love. The problem with the watercolor is that when I was painting Zeta's hair, I went a little too overboard with the water, which is why this kind of aqua green color ended up going down to the other end, but you know what, it's fine. Over here, we have a spread of my OC Casey from My Hero Academia. Some more drawings of Cade and Zeta from Down to Earth. Again, I love that webtoon. I would recommend it very much because it's very good. And then just some random drawings. Here's Foxy and Lefty that I drew with reference. There's Link from Breath of the Wild, which I still need to finish. This is a random guy from Pinterest and I tried to sketch out. And I drew Kiyoshi. And then my bendy OC, Darwin, this is the only time you will see him. And then a well-dressed Riku, because why not? We all need a well-dressed Riku in our lives. Amen. Okay, so here's some drawings of Elliot right here. I actually really like this art style. Hopefully I can figure out how to do it again, but yeah, it's whatever. And here's some drawings of Cat Noir that I drew with reference because I thought they were amazing. Here's another drawing of Koharu in that same art style, just not as well. It doesn't look all that great in it, so that's kind of why I started to revert back to a more stylistic kind of thing. Here's a drawing of Shadybug from the Miraculous Special, which I actually really enjoyed as well. Here's 2 different drawings of Dipper, one in his normal style, one in my actual style, which I'm not gonna lie, looks pretty good. I like it a lot. Here's 2 drawings of another Spider-Verse OC cat. At this point, I didn't have a very good design for her, but I figured it out eventually. And then here's a drawing of my OC Charlotte, and then a cool spread for Gravity Falls, which I did with watercolor and different markers and just a bunch of different stuff, but it was really cool. And then I have a sketch of Kiyoshi and Elliot shaking hands, like that one meme where it shows OCs with fangs in the center. I also drew fangs right there, because why not? Then here is a sketch that I did of my OC Shane. But yeah, I really like Shane. He's like one of my favorite OCs. Here's a drawing of the Grinch and Max that I did on Christmas. RIP to this drawing though, because I didn't realize. So the markers I used on this spread of Shane is Cali Art and not Copic, and I didn't realize it'd bleed through that bad, so I found out the hard way. RIP Grinch. But yeah, I used watercolors for these and microns and that kind of fun stuff. And then I drew the I think we're gonna have to kill this guy art trend that was really bumping in late 2023. And I did it with Izuku and Reki because they were my favorite characters at the time. And I drew Reki and Longa from Escape the Infinity over there. And then there's me with 2024 glasses because it was the new year and stuff. Here was a random drawing of a hand, a random drawing of Rodin, because why not? And then this is a recreation of a spread that I did in early 2023 of Queen from Deltarune, and I think it really looks good. I think it still holds up currently, and this was almost a year ago, and I still really like this drawing, so yeah, it's good. Nothing much here except a random sticky note of a buff guy with a derpy face, I guess. And another spread of Elliot, which was actually my first YouTube video. If you want to check that out. But yeah, I really like this. Hopefully I can recreate it sometime later, but not right now. Got a random drawing of an eye that I did with charcoal pencils, and then you can see a very faint drawing of Rodin right there. Some outline design for Doc Ock that I was going to do for Rodin's universe, and the result is right there, which is cool. And then over here we have my avatar OC Nathan, so cool thing. There's these two drawings here, which also has a cool watercolor effect there, and then there's also this little tab which you can also flip up to reveal his human form, but on top of that, you can flip this up, and I also stowed like a little Polaroid thing of the Hallelujah Mountains from the movie. Just kind of stowed away in there, which is probably one of the coolest features I have in the sketchbook that I have not utilized yet in my new one, but we'll get there eventually. I started playing Pokemon Violet at this point, so I drew Arven and Quaxley from Pokemon Violet. I tried drawing Persephone again, in kind of a more simplistic style. It did not end well, so I gave up, per the norm. This was actually supposed to be my second YouTube video, where I was going to sketch out a matching spread for Gon and Killua like the one I did with Uraraka and Izuku, but sadly, I didn't like how it looked, so I gave up again. Hopefully I can try this again in the future, because I'm starting to have a bit more confidence with how I draw Hunter x Hunter characters, but you know, hopefully one day this spread will get the justice it deserves, because I think it'd be really cool. This is random notes I had from my psychology class, as well as other random things I wrote down. I don't even know what this is, but I drew out an eye, and I drew one of my friend's OCs. Very cool OC. Did that for an art trade. Very, very cool. Here we go. Okay, so this is the first example of the scrapbooking technique that I use a lot in my sketchbook now. This is an earlier kind of draft of it, but I used it to make a character page for my version of Alice for an Alice in Wonderland story I'm making. So yeah, it's really cool. And then we have my OC Caspian here, which is very sadly got destroyed from the next page, but that's fine. And then I tried to draw myself a bunch of different times, a bunch of different random styles. That kind of looks like the art style from Moral Oral, but we're not talking about that. I tried drawing my art style in the Spooky Month art style, because I really liked Spooky Month at that point, and I wanted to try and figure if I looked good in that. In my opinion, I do not, but you know what? Somebody might actually think that looks good, so. And then we have a drawing of the other Amazing Digital Circus OC I have, along with Ludwig. So this is Jasper, so two of them are friends or whatever. And I also drew Jasper doing the weird Family Guy death pose, I guess? I don't know. I was bored. So I did that. This page is blank. This page is unfinished. This is a drawing of another Alice OC that I made, Edmund and Headmistress Zouch. And then an unfinished drawing of Gon, which is sad, because I like Gon, but it's fine. It's whatever. Yes, okay, we're finally here. So this is a drawing of my Sonic OC Patch, and I was trying to figure out his design. I drew the first design right here. I didn't know what to do, but I realized there was one thing that it needed. More detail. So I went over here and I tried drawing out like different designs and like what I wanted to have in his design to make him look a bit better. And the results speak for themselves, I think. So we have a character page for Patch here, and then here's a full-blown spread that I made of him leaping through the air. And yeah, I think it looks really cool. Could have been a bit better, but it still looks cool to me. Okay, and here we have some drawings of Shadow and Sonic, and I was gonna do something really cool up here, where I was gonna try and draw like Sonic and Shadow doing like a weird face-off pose, or like staring each other down, but I gave up. Like the most common thing I did with this sketchbook. But then I kind of just pasted random things in here, like this drawing of my other Sonic OC, Smoke. And then here's a drawing of my other Danganronpa OC, Akari. And then 2 random post-it notes I made sticky notes I made during work. And I just kind of did some random stuff to cover up out of this. Okay, here we go. It is in this sketchbook. So this is the other redesign I did of Xavier. The one where he looks more like a druid, which I think it's a lot more fitting of him with the messy hair and like the more naturey kind of aesthetic to him. It fits better in my opinion. But yeah, so there's that. And then here's a drawing of Makoto from Danganronpa, and then a random OC. I think his name is Lucas? I can't remember, but he's an alien. So that's all you need to know. And then more random notes from my psychology class. And this page is empty. I don't know why I left this blank, but it's blank. So that's all you need to know. More notes from my classes, and this include a screenwriting class I had, as well as psychology, and other things, because I didn't have a notebook. And then I did a little bit of a redesign for Patch to make him look a bit more, I don't know. It does a decent job, I guess. And this was supposed to be an Avatar: The Last Airbender art study, so I drew Sokka and his eyes, but I didn't do anything beyond that, so this is all that you get to see. That page is blank for some reason, and then this is all a bunch of notes from my psychology class. Again. And this is another sad thing of something that was supposed to be. This was going to be a spread of my Danganronpa OC Sumiko, who you can see right here. There's going to be a bunch of like info on her and more stuff here, including another drawing of her somewhere here, but again, I gave up, so. Okay, so here I have a little like comic-esque moment here where I have my Danganronpa OCs, Haru and Mizuki, talking. And I kind of have this fun little headcanon where at some point Mizuki ended up being in a fashion magazine. I don't know if that's going to be canon, but I thought it'd be fun to do. Over here we have a drawing of Sun from FNAF, as well as Michael Afton again. Here are some random drawings of me attempting to redesign Elliot. Spoiler alert, that did not go well. So, but I did get a little concept design page for Jasper to get a better idea of how I wanted him to look. So he does look a little different. Looks like a little kid, short child. I had a FNAF art book, and I used it to draw Glamrock Freddy right there, which is really cool. And then this is my OC Atticus, which I tried to draw in the Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated art style, which I think turned out pretty well. Pretty decent, I guess. Oh, middle finger. Anyway, so here's a bunch of drawings of Billie Eilish's albums as characters. Kind of random stuff. I have headcanons and stuff, and I ran out of room, so I didn't draw Hit Me Hard and Soft at the bottom. But, you know, it didn't matter anyway, because when you flip the page, see, oh, shoot, I didn't finish it. Very common thing that happened in here. I tried to redraw Koharu in a bit more of a more chill, not chill, but it's a more simplified art style. Doesn't look the best, but it's fine, I suppose. Don't like the outfit though. And this is a character from my screenplay. Her name is Persephone. Yeah, Persephone Brighton. I have 2 different Persephones, but that's the main one. Oh yeah, this is the redesign I was talking about earlier with Lazara. But yeah, this is the redesign here. So I gave her an official character page, a bit of a different design, and I gotta say, it looks pretty good. I like it a lot. Another redesign for Elliot, that didn't last long either. More drawings of Elliot there. And I drew Lucy from Subway Surfers, because I was bored. And then here's a weird, creepy page with a random creepy doll and a random creepy dragon thing, and then Catnap from Poppy Playtime. And then some lyrics from Panic Room by, I think her name's Aura. I can't remember, I don't know how to pronounce it, but Panic Room. And then here's 2 of my FNAF OCs, Felicity and Chance. You don't see her name up there because I was still kind of debating on if I wanted to keep her name Felicity or not. So yeah. And I drew Skid and Pump from Spooky Month because it was June, and I kind of think that the best times to watch Spooky Month is in June and actual Spooky Month. We got some drawings from Lazara that I drew elsewhere that were kind of concept designs, so I put them in here. I really like this pose there. Here's some drawings of Rambly the raccoon from, what is it, Indigo? I think it's Indigo Park, I think it's called. But it was kind of trending around on the internet for a little bit, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to draw Rambly. So I drew a bunch of different drawings of Rambly. I think they're pretty funny, but anyway. Here we go. So here I drew Envy and Anxiety from Inside Out 2, because I just recently watched the movie at the point of drawing this, of course, and I really liked those two specifically out of the bunch. And then I made some more redesigns to my my persona, because I wanted him to look kind of weird. So this is the result. And then that's all, folks. Time to sleep. And that's pretty much it. Other than that, there's just this random drawing of an eye that was done by one of my classmates in an art class. And then a bunch of different testers for alcohol markers and paint and microns and all that stuff, and practicing my signature, which is what I mostly do for my sketchbooks. But other than that, that's the entire sketchbook. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw here, feel free to like and possibly subscribe. If you want more frequent content, I also have an Instagram, Tumblr, and Pinterest. The Instagram and Tumblr specifically, I tend to post on more often. But yeah, I think that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye.